on top of trying to stare at a phone it just doesn't start your day out right. So I started reading, and I feel like it's worked very well. But first, actually, that's a lie. I take that back. Um, I will post a picture, like almost just like as soon as my coffee's done, I'll post a picture real quick, just because I know that there's other people on, I guess, the East Coast, if that's right, that are awake, and it's like 7:30 or 8:30 or whatever. Um, so I actually do get started pretty early, but that's it. I don't like go my brain on the internet. So I'll do that and post some thing on Snapchat, and then I'll do my reading. And then so the girls wake up, and they come in the living room and put on the TV. I'm gonna go really into detail. I hope y'all don't care, but I know a lot of y'all have kids, so I feel like maybe you can relate to how I manage and working the business. So I'll put on a movie, or I'll put on the TV, and then I'll sit on the couch and do a little bit of interacting to comments that were left, because I've been getting a lot of comments lately because I've been interacting a lot more. So I'll get back to everybody else, and I'll make breakfast, and then by like maybe 10, 2 to 3 times, one of those being a before and after picture. And through the rest of the day, I'm really focused on just working the business. So this sounds bad. Like, I'll just let the girl bring the toys, keep the TV on all day, and I'll sit in one spot on the couch and just interact on Instagram all day long. I'll do the occasional load of laundry. And then usually 11 o'clock is nap time. So I'll lay them down, and then that's whenever I'll maybe clean up or something, so I won't have kids climbing on me. Either that, or I'll do something I need to do that's not business related, because I feel like it's easy to just sit on the couch and do stuff while the kids are playing. So that's what I'll do, and by 11 to 1, I'll have posted I don't know, 5 times maybe. I used to only post 6 or 7 times a day. This was but whenever I first started the business, I was doing the 3-3 rule, and then the algorithm thing scared me. But I'm with Natalie. I really haven't noticed a difference, and I've actually been paying attention to the times of things on my timeline, and it still seems like it's in chronological order. So I'm not really sure what's going on. But I was actually talking to Missy, and she was saying she was still recommending the 3-3 rule. So I'm trying to get back into the habit of that. But if you get out of it, it's definitely hard to get back in, posting every 1 to 2 hours, because your brain is just functioning differently. So yeah, if I go more than 2 hours without posting, then I'm kind of okay, I need to stop what I'm doing to do this. But I usually won't go more than 2 hours. But life is really boring right now because I'm just working so hard on building my business, so I don't go out much. But when I do, I put I do airplane mode posts. And then throughout the day, I'm following a little bit, but I kind of agree with you. I feel like a lot of my focus following, my brain is tired, and it's just robotic to do that. And then my profile's on private, so in the morning, in the first half of the morning, I guess that's whenever I go through and I'll approve all of my posts or all requests, and I'll interact with those people. I do that when I'm trying to drink my second cup of coffee and still wake up, since it's so easy to do. I Snapchat throughout the day. Natalie wanted us to touch on that, so I'll kind of share a little bit of what I do. I definitely post what I take every day. That's I don't know, 4 different supplements, I guess. So I post a picture of that every day to show that I'm consistent with my products. I twice a week maybe I'll post me doing the facial line. I'll post pictures or videos of my kids being crazy, because I feel like I talk about how crazy they are all the time. So I try and share that with people. and I've tried to do more interactive things. Like, I don't know if y'all follow any leaders, but they do a lot of screenshot this, screenshot that. And I like that. I feel like it's a good way to get people to say that they're interested without really, like, they feel anonymous almost. At least that's how I feel. And I do like other interactive things, like screenshot which one you like better or whatever. I think that's it. I don't think I missed anything. I hope that wasn't too rambly. I'm really, really tired.
One thing I was going to ask you too was, we're talking a lot about what we do, and we're both at home full time, so it's different for some of us that are still working. But I hear it from both sides, like, well, some of us that are stay-at-home moms are like, what do I take pictures of? Because I don't do anything interesting during the day. I'm always at home. But then I also hear from, working moms outside of the home, what do I take pictures from? Because I'm at work all day. So, we both have, I feel like we both have similar experiences with this business. It's just in different ways. So for you being a stay-at-home mom, like, how do you continually have stuff to post? Like, what kind of stuff do you post? And then we're going to ask from somebody that is working outside of the home how they keep up with their photo posting and creativity with it. So
Okay, so I post pictures of my coffee, maybe too much. I'll post pictures of Tessa because she changes so many times throughout the day that I feel like it's an interesting story to tell. Pictures of myself are very hard because, I don't get ready every day. So I find myself like going like months into my camera roll trying to find something to post it. Food, I post pictures of whatever food I make because we all make food every day. I am planning my honeymoon right now, so I'm posting different things about traveling, and obviously it's all from Pinterest. A good thing to post is like maybe a product or something, not like It Works product, but like something you would use for yourself or whatever, as an interactive post to get people's opinions on it. Like, you could do this product versus this product and do like one of those like pick collage things and be like, who has used what or whatever, and get people's opinions. I kind of think that's all that I really post. Let me look real quick. Yeah, that's all I post. If I do go out though, like if we do go do something, I just make sure to take tons and tons of pictures to have like stored up, because I just dropped my phone.
I know you're probably guilty of it too. I am. Like, sometimes we are busy, and like you'll have a really good day where you took too many pictures and you're like, oh, that's too many pictures to post today. So you save them up. Like, there have been random times where I posted a dinner picture that was actually from like the night before or 2 nights ago. And I'll be like, John, don't say anything. I'm posting last night's dinner as tonight's because I forgot to take a picture. So, it's a little tiny white lie, but
That's okay. You're right.
Yeah. So, Pinterest is a great way to do it. I feel like what you said about like if you're planning your honeymoon, people love being a part of an event planning process. So like any life events that you have, if it's like your child's birthday party, a wedding, whatever it is, any kind of life event, a vacation, people love to interact on those posts. I feel like those get some of the most attention, and they help people create or feel a part of your story. So those are always great things to post about. As far as being at work, is there anyone here that wants to talk about their workflow a little bit? Because we do have a lot of moms that still work outside of the home or that are going to continue to work outside the home. Is there anybody here that wants to talk about that a little bit?
Oh, I wish she's got that.
I'm home, but I did work for 4 months when I first started.
So how did you how did that workflow go for you? Did you do a lot of like saving pictures up from the weekends and evenings?
Yeah, I did. Well, my mom babysat Xander, so she would take pictures periodically. But I would just load up on pictures from like the night before. I would seriously just be there constantly taking pictures as soon as I got home. And then that night I would airplane all of my posts, except for like my greens posts in the morning or what I had for lunch or something like that. And then I would just, I worked at a middle school, so I couldn't really be on the phone too much. But I would just, every hour and a half, 2 hours, just pick a random post, made sure it was like within my schedule of posts and post it that way. But airplane mode, every night I would spend half an hour on airplane mode planning all of my posts for the next day.
Yeah, I was looking for some other post on the team page the other day, and I came past a couple of your screenshots of airplane mode, like getting ready for the next day.
Yeah, it seriously was a lifesaver because I couldn't be on my phone.
Yeah.
And a lot of jobs you can't. So it's just like I have a couple distributors who have said, like, how did you do this while you were working? Airplane mode. Like, I lived by it for 4 months.
Yeah. And I think it's important, not to compare either thing, because, lots of us have worked full-time jobs or more than one job, or have kids or are full-time stay-at-home moms. This business, it can be worked into any lifestyle. I think it's just about finding what works best for you and not getting frustrated. You don't need to work this business 18 hours a day to make it work. You just need to work it smart. So, and we have a lot of ladies on here that are working full time and doing amazing. So, I guess, was that all that you had to share, Taylor, before we go over to Kemi?
Oh, shoot. Hold on. Yes, that's all I had to share, I think. One thing. So how you were saying that life events are like good for people to interact on, I found that very easy relationships as I'm planning a vacation, because if I go to somebody's profile to start building a relationship with them, if I see that they have been like on any beach or any sort of vacation at all, I will message them and I'll just be like, hey, where was this taken? I'm trying to plan my honeymoon and I just want to get, your opinion on did you like the resort or whatever. And it holds a good conversation, and then that just starts something even more intimate, I guess, right off the bat. So and that can be anything, like a birthday party or a wedding or whatever.
It's funny that you said that, because I haven't been messaging people, but I've been doing the same thing. And I don't know if it's just because it's summer and I'm like wishing we were on vacation, but I've been like, looking at different locations in different states near us and finding these beautiful beaches and commenting and saying, hey, where is this? Like, is this a family friendly place? Stuff like that. I mean, people, it seems like we're, like, what is the point in this? Like, is this really going to build my business? But I guarantee you, if you make these like relationships or comment, just that one comment, that one conversation with somebody, like 3 weeks later or 6 months later, they're going to be like, they're going to follow you. And then they're going to think this girl was really sweet. Or, I remember talking to this girl and I'm going to go, ask her about the product. So it's not an instant thing usually, but it's just how we build this business. It's network marketing. You have to build your network. So I think that's a great tip, Taylor. And with anything, people like it when you talk to them. They're like, oh, somebody's talking to me. I must be interesting. So, Kemi, do you want to talk about what your day looks like?
Yeah. So I usually wake up. Some days I try to wake up early, but like I'm a night owl, so I stay up until like 3 a.m. So I usually I wake up like maybe 8 or 9, maybe 9 a.m. And then I'm like Taylor. Like lately, I've been like, I do self-development like first thing in the morning, because a while ago I heard Pam Souter talking about like taking an hour like for yourself in the morning, like to get your mind right before you start the business. So I'll wake up in the morning. I do make a post right away too, usually. But then after that, I'll play like, usually I'll just play like a motivational video or something. And I try to get ready every morning, like just kind of at least do my hair quickly so I can like take pictures. So I'll be in the bathroom, like listening to like some motivational speech or something like while I'm getting ready. And then I'll go, after that, I just started this like a week ago. I have a book where every morning I write like, I have affirmations. So I read my affirmations out loud. And then I write down like my daily goals. Usually only like 2 or 3 things that I want to get done that day. And those are like the things that I'm going to prioritize. So I write down my goals for the day. Like, for today, it was like follow up with 20 people and organize my leads. So then I write down my goals for the day, and after that, I'll usually like go sit on my couch, and then I'll reply to any messages I have. And then by then, usually my son wakes up, so I'll get him. So I'll get him out of bed, and then I kind of just make him breakfast and make me breakfast. We eat, and then I'll put on cartoons, and then it kind of depends like what my business needs. I always have to like choose what I'm gonna do. Like I have to be like, okay, for the next hour, like I'm gonna do this, and I need to like follow this many people, or I need to follow up with this many people. Because if I just like go on my phone, I'll end up like an hour will pass and I'll do nothing. So I like give myself like a specific goal. I'll sit there for like 1 hour, 2 hours and work. And then we usually like go to the park for a bit or for a walk. Cause like I find if I'm like in the house all day and like I never leave, I get like depressed. I get like in such a funk. So for me, like I have to get out of the house every day, even if it's just for a walk. So then after that, I come back home, and then usually I just like work again. I'll like then I'll follow people, or I'll just do a lot of interaction. I try to like message people every day, like follow-ups, potentials, and I've been messaging like new people too, like on Facebook. If it's somebody's birthday, like I just message them like, hey, happy birthday, like I hope you have a great day. And then I'll just message like people on Facebook just to say like, oh, like you're so pretty, I just seen your like picture on my feed, and like just wanted to say like I hope you have a nice day. So I'll just message like some people like that on Facebook, like that I've never talked to before, kind of, so that like, because obviously whatever with Facebook's algorithm, like if somebody is like not in your news feed, or if you're not on somebody newsfeed, like they're probably never going to see you. So I'm just trying to like message new people every day, kind of like those people that are in the cracks, so that they can like, I can build a relationship with me and they can look at my page. Like I don't say anything about the business. It's just like, how are you? And then I usually like, after that, my boyfriend gets home at like 3 o'clock. So then I kind of like spend some time with him and Kaden, and maybe I'll like talk to my team a bit, and then cook supper, clean, and then usually like around 5 or 6 I'll like go in the bedroom for like an hour, and again I just do like whatever I need that day, maybe following or messaging or whatever. And then after that we usually like watch a movie or one of our TV shows, and then put Kaden to bed, spend some more time with my boyfriend, and then like when he goes to bed, then I like probably from 10 at night until like 2 in the morning, I just like sit on my couch and I just like I follow at nighttime, so I just follow like crazy and do sorry, getting distracted and do a bunch of interaction at that time. And then usually like the whole time when I'm awake, I'm also listening to like training videos, just so I can like absorb information at the same time. And then throughout the day, I'm doing like my Snapchats too. Yeah, that's my day.
I like what you said about, because people are always like, oh, what's your schedule? And there is a schedule, but I'm kind of with you. And I think Taylor and I were talking about that too. Like sometimes you just pick, because we get sidetracked, life is hectic, whatever. I think it's a good idea to put down like 2 things different for the day that you need to do for your business that are, outside of your normal routine. Like maybe you did kind of slack, the last 2 days with following or whatever. So I think it's good to put those things down. So at least that you got 2 bigger things accomplished throughout the day, in between your regular stuff. So I think that's a great point.
Yeah, I feel that way too, because if I do the same thing every day, not lose interest, but I feel like, I don't know, just bored.
Hey, is Taylor breaking up for you guys too?
I thought it was just me.
I don't know if it's your signal, but you were breaking up the other time too.
Oh.
It's my apartment.
Oh.
Sorry.
Can you say what you said again? Because I was paying attention to you breaking up.
It's my Wi-Fi right now. It's been doing that.
Oh.
Sorry, guys.
That's okay. Can you just repeat what you were saying when you were breaking up?
Yeah.
Because you're coming in good now.
Yeah. I have to do different things every day. Not necessarily like only like a few things, but I just have to focus more on different things every day because I'll get bored doing the same thing every day, and then it's almost interest. But I don't mean to. It's just like I get in the same pattern every day, and I don't like that.
I understand that. Does anybody have any questions or concerns, like advice that you need about, maybe you feel like you're not doing enough for your business or anything like that? You guys have to speak up. We've got we had 22 people in here. That was bigger than the last Zoom, so that's awesome. Is anybody on here new this week? I know I saw a few people.
I have another tip I want to share.
Okay.
Okay. So I know that there are multiple people on this team, especially stay-at-home moms, who feel like bad if their house isn't clean all the time. And as so that's something I struggled with really bad. And I shared this with a few people on my personal team, but I wanted to share with everyone. A good rule of thumb that I learned from Jocelyn Yates is that in the morning she'll sit down or like any time of the day she'll sit down. I do it in the morning because that's when my phone's at 100%, and I'll just work my business like 99% unless my kids need like a diaper change or food or something. But I'll just focus all of my attention extra on my phone and whatever I need to be doing for my business, whether it's following or commenting or whatever, and I'll run my phone down to 0%. I'll let it die, and then I'll put it down and I'll charge it, and I'll just leave it there and charge it until it's back at 100%, and I'll grab like my iPad or my computer or something, and I'll put on either Periscope or YouTube videos of any leaders, and that's whenever I'll get some housework done. So it's like still working my business just in a different way. And then once my phone is charged back up at 100%, then I'll work my business the rest of the day, just charger. That's worked for me, so I wanted to share.
I know a lot of us, like our phone seems to run out like multiple times a day, which I think that's good. And I think we need to put it down too some of the time, because sometimes when your phone is in your hand the whole time, you end up doing like busy work that's really not even anything, and you find yourself scrolling on Facebook when you could have been doing something else. So I think it's the point, like you were saying, is like work intentionally, intentionally work. Like you are listening to motivational stuff and doing stuff around the house and being with your kids, but it's all intentional action. Let's see. We have a lot of people on here that aren't. Caitlin is on here. I don't know if she can hear me, but there's Caitlin. Who else is on here? Hi, Angela. Krista is on here. Stephanie. Hi. Were you the one having trouble getting on? I don't remember.
Yes, I figured it out. I got it. Thanks.
Okay, so we're gonna just open it up to questions. Does anybody have anything that they want to get advice on?
My dad gave us
I'm gonna call on you guys. Okay, well, it's the last week. Today's the 25th, so we're like in the last week of the month, but we have that extra day, which is really nice. I feel like that extra day makes all the difference in this business. So I guess if nobody has any other questions, we're going to keep it shorter tonight. I just wanted to go over kind of our, what this business looks like from day to day. Anybody have any other questions?
I do, about following.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me? Can you hear
Yes.
me, Natalie?
Yeah.
Okay. So following for me, I feel like it takes forever. And I'm not saying that people aren't like this, but I'm intentional about making sure it's not like it works person, or it's not like someone that sells similar products. And so I find that sometimes I just don't go follow, like a bunch of people. And so I feel like my followers, it's taken me a lot longer to even get to, I'm not even at 500 yet, but I guess just asking you guys how you follow to make it faster, or am I just doing it the wrong way because I'm being too intentional? So that's the question.
I think that it has to be kind of a nice mix. I think most of us on here do check like you do to see if somebody's a Networks distributor or another multi-level marketing company, or like there are a lot of shops that sell kids clothes and all that kind of stuff. A lot of like hair bows. I don't know if you guys run into that as much as I do. I'm like always running into kids hair bow shops or headbands, whatever. So I definitely do the same thing. I only give it a few seconds, probably the same amount that you are. When you go and see if somebody is, I check out each profile briefly, and then if it's private, I just follow, of course, because we follow private and public Instagram accounts. And then if they, it is more time consuming that way. I know in the beginning when I started following people randomly, like every couple of days, if I just felt like doing it, I would go down the list and just do it. But unless you've come across, like sometimes you'll get a page, you'll find somebody that has like 250 or 300 followers, and you can see the first couple times or the first 5 people you go down the list, and none of them are It Works people, none of them are, other companies. So you kind of feel like, okay, this is a good group of people. Sometimes, I always call it like, if you're feeling spunky, you can go ahead and do that and just go down the list, because sometimes it does help. You're going to have to unfollow people still, you're going to find you wake up to some It Works people or some accounts you don't want to follow. But for the most part, it is looking at the profile. And the trick of it is, I think, to do it, especially when you're really trying to build, like you're at 500 right now, like when you're really trying to build the meat of that follower group, I feel like you really need to do it almost, I would say every night. And once you start doing that, like say you do 100 a night, 100 follows a night, you'll start to get like a pipeline of people coming in. So it really does take a while of being consistent before you start getting faster growth. Because in the beginning, if you're not consistent enough with it, if you're only doing it once or twice a week or something like that, it's going to be really hard. And we do lose. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you're posting, really. You do lose, anywhere from 3 to 5 or so people almost daily, followers. So if you're only gaining 5 or 10 a week, you're probably just like backpedaling. But I definitely think it is good to look at, who you're following just for a few seconds. Make sure that, if they have their Facebook address up in their bio, even if it's private, you can kind of tell if they're an It Works person right off the bat. So if their profile looks like they're trying like to be an It Works person, they probably are an It Works person. So yeah, I still recommend looking at their profiles, but it really is just about consistency. You have to have that constant pipeline going of following and unfollowing and following again before that number really grows, because we do lose people nightly. And it's not always because people don't like us. Like I tell a lot of my teammates, there are just weird people on Instagram, people that delete their account for no reason, or whatever, accounts get deleted. So always, try not to take it personally, but you just have to start to try to get excited about it and not make it so, because it is kind of boring. You just have to have excitement with it. Think about it like, those follows are potential people that need this opportunity. Like you want this opportunity, like out there. So just kind of keep that excitement going and that intentional following every night will start building the pipeline where your followers start to grow more substantially quicker. But it's just a numbers game. So don't feel like you're doing something totally wrong with it. You're probably just not doing enough of it. And as far as, like you said, you're intentional with it.
Is it beeping?
Like you do need to be intentional with, checking who you're following, but don't be too picky either. And I think that we sometimes get stuck in our head like, oh, that person won't want this opportunity. Or that person stay out of that more so. And I follow all women. I follow if there's I don't know who's coming through. Can you mute your mic? It might be Jen. Jen, she just came on here. There, thank you. Yeah, so I find myself doing that too. Like I'm deciding who I'm going to follow all of a sudden a little too picky, and you really need to just kind of open up your mind and realize that everybody is it sounds bad, but everybody's fair game. If they don't have anything obscene in their profile, if they whatever, just follow, because you never know who needs this opportunity. We can't really like count anybody out.
Also, do you have a public or private Instagram?
I built my whole business on private for the first year and a half. And then I went on to public for 3 months. And I don't know if it's coincidence or not, but my business slowed down a lot. Like I gained followers, and I did get interest from people that like weren't even actually following me. So I know that it was just from like them seeing the hashtags that I did put out there. But something about it slowed my business down. So I ended up going back onto private about a month ago, and I've seen it pick up. And I've also picked up with my following too. So I'm not sure, if it's coincidence or not, but there's something about my profile being on private that just works better for me, even though I do like certain aspects of public. So
I feel like it's easier to get followers on private for some reason too.
I agree with that. Because it's kind of like they don't really, it's kind of sneaky. They don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
And then they forget to go look at your profile until like a week later, and then they might get intrigued by what we're doing instead of being turned off instantly,
Exactly.
Okay. Anybody else have questions? It's so funny to see like everybody's in a different time zone. Like it's like super bright in some of your pictures, and I'm like sitting in the dark.
I know, it took me forever to try and figure out Jen's time zone because I didn't know where she was.
Well, I just wanted to say I feel like we talked about it a little bit the other night about slow times, and I really feel like there's no slow time in this business. It's just what we decide to do with what we feel like is a slow time. And I feel like the momentum has picked up a lot the last couple of weeks. I'm really excited about the next 6 months. And I guess that's it. I just thank you guys for joining me, and we are gonna figure out what the topic will be for next week, and we're gonna try to do these every single Monday. Maybe throw in another one here and there because there are people that can't make them at 9 o'clock sometimes. So I guess that's it. I forgot to record the first part of me talking. So oops, I started recording when Taylor started talking. So I will still put it up though for anybody that missed it, because there's still a lot of great stuff on there. And does anybody have any topics they'd like to discuss for next week that we'd like to get more into? I'm kind of interested in talking more about Snapchat, but I need to learn more about it. So
Snapchat.
Yeah, we should do Snapchat.
yeah,
I'll like do even more research on it.
yeah, because I'm guilty. I kind of see the Snapchat stuff and I'm so focused on like what's working for my business now that I'm not absorbing into it. I'm like, oh, I don't want to learn something new. So I need to get more experience with it, but maybe we can talk about that. What else?
I like the way Taylor incorporates the business into her Snapchat. I like watching her stories.
I don't know. I just need to like get more. I even the Snapchat like app like still confuses me. Like I feel like I'm always just clicking the same little symbols and not getting where I want to go. So I just need like Snapchat 101 again or something. I don't know. Let's see.
John Eric has done some stuff on Snapchat too, on how to build your business with Snapchat and like get potentials and stuff over there.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll save it for like 2 weeks from now so we can have more time to like talk about it. But let's see. Lauren, spouses. So somebody was saying something about spouses. Lauren, what were you saying about spouses?
Their spouse not being very supportive, especially when they're doing the work like at night, like we've been talking about, needing to devote that time to interacting, to following after the kids go to bed. I've had some teammates talk about concerns with, their husbands or significant others don't understand, or, that kind of thing. So I think that'd be a good thing to bring up in a morale booster, and tips for what you can do to help get your partner understanding or more on board.
Let's I'll write those things down and then we'll come up with something for next week, because guys are always the first ones, and it sounds bad, but you guys know, like talking to potentials, when you hear that, oh, I've got to talk to my boyfriend or I've got to talk to my husband, and you're like, oh no.
And you're like, ugh.
You're like, don't do it. Don't talk to him. He's gonna be skeptical.
So close.
And I think it's just, nature of that. Like guys are a little more, not that they're not open-minded, but in general, it seems that there are a lot more women that are more open-minded to this kind of stuff. And guys are a little more cautious. So they seem to be more easily skeptical. And sometimes take a lot more doing to warm up to what we are doing, and that it can work. So I think that's a great thing to talk about. So thank you guys for joining, and we will do this next Monday. And did anybody get a picture? Because
I was just about to ask Ashley if she was taking one.
I was like, Ashley had her phone up, but I don't know if she was doing something or taking a picture. I didn't take one. Does somebody want to take one? Hold on.
All right, everybody smile.
Well, my friend's from St. Albert. So that's why.
All right.
That's awkward.
I look like I'm flicking off the camera, but whatever.
You just look like you're not paying attention and you're just on your phone.
I'm that student.
You guys have a good night, and we will have an awesome tomorrow, and we'll talk soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.